As a doctor who specializes in vision care, I've seen this pattern countless times. Does this sound familiar? You find yourself holding the newspaper just a bit further away than before. Do you struggle to make out the small print on a prescription bottle? Have you noticed that when evening arrives, the world seems to get a little bit dimmer? I understand these experiences. I see patients in my clinic every single day who describe this very thing. After the age of 60, something fundamental shifts within your eyes. The sharp, crisp vision you once had starts to get fuzzy. The lights you see at night begin to spread and scatter, and the faces of the people you love lose their defined edges. For many seniors, this isn't just a minor annoyance. It's genuinely frightening. The most insidious part is that it doesn't happen suddenly. This isn't an acute event. It sneaks up on you so gradually, you almost don't notice it until it's too late. Does your vision seem blurred when you first wake up in the morning? Is there a subtle haze over your television screen that wasn't there before? Do you find yourself asking someone else to drive at night, or choosing to avoid reading altogether? This is the slow creep of a problem. This is how cataracts, macular degeneration, and optic nerve damage quietly and deliberately steal the one sense that keeps you connected to the world. Let me be perfectly clear, this loss of vision isn't just about your eyes. It takes a toll on your independence, your self-assurance, and your joy. I had one patient who confided in me, "Doctor, I feel like I'm slowly disappearing from my own life. I can't see my grandchildren's faces clearly anymore, and I'm scared." If you feel this way, please know you are not alone. In fact, more than 24 million Americans over the age of 60 suffer from some form of vision loss, primarily due to silent oxidative damage, chronic inflammation, and fluid pressure that has been building up in the eye over a long period of time. But here is a vital truth that you might not hear often enough. There is still hope. And this hope doesn't always require surgery or expensive prescription medications. You see, there are specific, all-natural drinks made from simple ingredients you may already have in your kitchen that can protect your eyes, enhance circulation, and even slow the progression of cataracts and blurred vision. In this video, I'm going to share 3 of the most potent science-backed drinks for protecting your vision if you're over 60. These are not miracle cures, but they are powerful allies that support your body's innate ability to heal, detoxify, and preserve your precious eyesight. If this is your first time here, a warm welcome to my channel. If this information is helpful to you, please consider subscribing. It will ensure you don't miss future videos, and it will also help us reach more people who need to hear this message. Let's begin with the first drink. It's something you might already be drinking after a meal. It might be surprising, but one of the most powerful drinks you can consume for your eyes is something you might have in your pantry right now. Green tea. Yes, the same green tea that so many people drink for relaxation or to aid digestion. It turns out that it is also one of the strongest natural protectors for your eyesight. Let me explain exactly how this works. Green tea is rich in a category of antioxidants called catechins, particularly one known as epigallocatechin galate, or EGCG. I know that sounds like a mouthful, but here's the crucial part. These catechins are like microscopic bodyguards for your eyes. When you drink green tea, these compounds are absorbed into your bloodstream, and within hours, they make their way to the delicate tissues of your eyes, including your retina, your lens, and the aqueous humor, the fluid that helps regulate pressure inside your eye. So what do these catechins actually do once they arrive? First, they neutralize free radicals. These are unstable, damaging molecules that accumulate in your eyes over time from exposure to sunlight. Chronic stress, high blood sugar, and the natural aging process. If left unchecked, these free radicals can damage the proteins in your lens, leading to cloudiness and the formation of cataracts. They also cause irritation and inflammation in the optic nerve, which can contribute to glaucoma and permanent vision loss. Catechins work to shut down this process at its source. They calm the inflammation, stop the clouding, and slow the silent damage before it becomes irreversible. Second green tea helps reduce intraocular pressure, the pressure inside your eyeball. Elevated pressure can squeeze the optic nerve and decrease blood flow, gradually killing off nerve fibers, often without any pain or warning. This is precisely why glaucoma is so often called the silent thief of sight. But studies show that the catechins in green tea can help your eye drain excess fluid more efficiently, which reduces the pressure buildup and provides long-term protection for your optic nerve. Third green tea enhances blood flow to the retina and optic nerve, especially in older adults. This is absolutely critical because your eyes are among the most oxygen-hungry organs in your entire body. When circulation is poor, the eye struggles to receive the nutrients it needs and to remove waste, which can lead to dry eyes, blurred vision, and permanent damage over time. Green tea helps support healthier blood vessels, more efficient oxygen delivery, and stronger nerves. I often tell my patients to think of green tea as a gentle internal rinse for their eyes. It helps clear away stress, calm the pressure, and prevent the lens from getting foggy. The best part is that it is incredibly easy to incorporate into your life. Just 1 to 2 cups per day is all you need. I recommend drinking it in the morning or early afternoon, as it does contain some caffeine, and you don't want it to interfere with your sleep. Be sure to avoid the sugary bottled varieties. Brew it fresh at home, and if you find the taste a bit too bitter, try adding a squeeze of fresh lemon or a slice of ginger. Both of those have their own added eye health benefits. One of my patients, George, who is 75, started drinking a cup of green tea every morning with his breakfast. 3 months later, his eye pressure had dropped from being borderline high to a normal, healthy level. He told me, "Doctor, I didn't really expect a cup of tea to do much, but I actually feel more alert, and my eyes don't feel as heavy anymore." Is green tea a cure? No. But as part of a consistent daily habit, it can absolutely help your eyes stay clearer longer. And that's just the first drink. Next, I want to show you a natural juice that is full of anthocyanins, which are powerful pigments that enhance blood flow to the retina and shield your optic nerve like a suit of armor. Let's explore what blueberries can do for your vision, particularly if you are over the age of 60. If green tea is your daily defense, then blueberry juice is your retina's best friend. You see, blueberries are not just sweet little fruits. They are loaded with anthocyanins, the powerful pigments that give blueberries their deep purple color. But these compounds do far more than just add color. They get to work deep inside your eyes, where the most important battles for your vision take place. Let me explain. The retina is a thin layer of tissue at the back of your eye that receives light and sends signals to your brain. This is how you are able to see your spouse's face, your grandchildren, or a morning sunrise. But as we get older, circulation to the retina tends to weaken. Blood flow slows down, and oxygen becomes more limited. Over time, this starves the retinal cells and leaves them susceptible to inflammation, swelling, and eventually cell death. And this is exactly where anthocyanins shine. They work in 3 key ways. First, they boost microcirculation, which is the network of tiny, delicate blood vessels that supply the retina and optic nerve. With better blood flow, your eyes receive more oxygen and nutrients and are able to flush out waste more effectively. This leads to less retinal swelling, fewer dry spots, and a sharper image, especially in low-light conditions. Second, anthocyanins are powerful anti-inflammatories. They reduce oxidative stress in the retina, preventing the tiny cracks and tears that can lead to blurred vision or distorted shapes. One study published in the journal Molecular Vision found that the daily consumption of blueberry extract helped slow the progression of retinal degeneration in older adults, especially those who were showing early signs of macular degeneration. And third, these compounds may even help to strengthen the blood-retina barrier, which is a protective layer that prevents harmful toxins from entering your eye. It's like putting an invisible shield around your inner vision. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I don't have access to fresh blueberries all year round. That's perfectly fine. You can still reap the benefits by using 100% pure, unsweetened blueberry juice or by making smoothies with frozen blueberries. Frozen blueberries work beautifully in smoothies and retain most of their nutrients. Here is what I recommend. Drink half a glass to a full glass of pure blueberry juice once a day, ideally with breakfast or as a mid-morning snack. Or you can toss a handful of frozen blueberries into a blender with some unsweetened almond milk and a pinch of cinnamon, another eye-friendly spice. I had a patient, Linda, who is 68. She was beginning to notice that her eyes were taking longer to adjust between light and dark. Driving at dusk had become a scary prospect. We added a blueberry smoothie to her morning routine. Within 2 months, she told me, "I'm seeing more clearly at night, and my eyes don't feel as strained when I'm at the computer." Of course, that doesn't mean the juice alone was responsible for the change, but it was a crucial part of a powerful shift toward daily habits that nourish, protect, and rebuild the eye from within. And the best part is that blueberry juice tastes good. It's easy to prepare, and it works with your body, not against it. So we've covered green tea for pressure and blueberries for circulation, but there's one more drink I want to introduce you to. It's bright orange. It is earthy, and when you combine it with a certain golden spice, it becomes a natural tonic that can help stop cataracts in their tracks. Let me show you how it works. There's a reason your mother told you to eat your carrots. But what she might not have known is that when you combine carrot juice with a touch of turmeric, you create a drink that doesn't just support overall eye health, it may actually help to slow down or even reverse the early signs of cataracts. Let me explain why this combination is so incredibly powerful, especially for people over the age of 60. Carrots are loaded with beta-carotene, a pigment that your body converts into vitamin A, which is absolutely essential for healthy vision. Vitamin A is what your retina needs to detect light and send clear images to your brain. Without an adequate supply, you start to experience night blindness, dry eyes, and eventually damage to the lens, the part of your eye that focuses light like a camera. But the real danger occurs when the lens begins to oxidize, meaning the proteins inside it start to clump together and become cloudy. This is precisely how cataracts form, and it happens silently. This is where turmeric comes in. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which is one of nature's most well-studied anti-inflammatories. But what makes curcumin truly unique is its ability to cross into your eye tissues, reduce inflammation, and block the formation of the protein clumps that cause cataracts. In fact, researchers have found that curcumin may inhibit lens epithelial cell damage, which is a fancy way of saying it helps to stop the clouding process before it becomes irreversible. Now imagine what happens when you combine the beta-carotene from carrots with the curcumin from turmeric in a single glass. You are not just nourishing your eyes, you are defending them layer by layer from the two biggest culprits behind age-related vision loss, oxidative stress, and chronic inflammation. One thing I always remind my patients is this: the lens of your eye has no direct blood supply. It relies entirely on the fluids surrounding it to get nutrients. This means that what you drink can matter even more than what you eat. And this drink couldn't be simpler to make. Just take 1 medium carrot, a half teaspoon of ground turmeric, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, and 1 cup of water. Blend it into a smooth juice and drink it in the morning or with a light breakfast. Do you want to take it up a notch? Add a small pinch of black pepper. It enhances the absorption of curcumin by over 1,000%. Some people find the taste to be a bit earthy. If so, you can add a small slice of apple or a few drops of raw honey to balance it out without losing any of the benefits. I had a gentleman named Dennis, who is 74, who started drinking this blend every other morning. After just 4 months, his eye exam showed that his cataracts had stopped progressing. He said, "Doc, I'm not trying to be perfect. I just want to keep seeing my wife's face clearly." And that statement has stuck with me because this isn't about perfection. It's about making real progress. These natural drinks, green tea, blueberry juice, and carrot turmeric juice, do not promise miracles, but they do nourish your eyes day after day in ways that truly make a difference. But please don't just take my word for it. Next, I want to share a story about one of my patients who started with just one of these drinks and how it led to a surprising transformation in her daily life. Her story might sound a lot like yours. Let me tell you about someone who reminds me of so many of my patients, and perhaps even you. Her name is Elaine. She is a 71-year-old retired schoolteacher from Ohio. She is fiercely independent, loves to read mystery novels, and never misses her morning walk. But last year, she came into my office with a look I've seen far too often. She said, "I think I'm losing my eyesight. The words on the page are starting to blur. I used to read for hours. Now I get frustrated after 5 minutes. And the worst part is that I'm starting to feel afraid to drive." Elaine didn't want surgery. She didn't want to start more medications. She simply wanted to know if there was anything natural she could do, some habit or routine to help her eyes stay strong. So we talked. I walked her through what we've covered in this video. Green tea for lowering pressure, blueberry juice for retinal blood flow, and carrot turmeric juice to protect the lens. I told her, you don't have to do all of them overnight. Just start with one. Stick to it, and let your body tell you the rest. She chose the blueberry juice. "It sounds like the tastiest option," she laughed. "And my grandson already loves blueberries, so we'll share." She started with just half a glass each morning of unsweetened pure blueberry juice. She made no other changes to her routine, just that one simple shift. The first 2 weeks, nothing dramatic happened. But then one morning she noticed something small. She could read an entire chapter of her book without having to rub her eyes. Another day, she noticed that the street signs on her morning walks felt sharper somehow. And after 3 months, her follow-up exam showed improved contrast sensitivity, which means her eyes were distinguishing shapes and shades more clearly than before. More importantly, she felt the difference. Her confidence came back. She was back behind the wheel, reading again and smiling more often. She told me, "I don't feel like I'm fading anymore. I feel like I'm getting parts of myself back." Now, I'm not sharing this story to claim that blueberry juice is magic. It's not. None of these drinks are. But what Elaine's story shows is that small daily choices really do matter. When you give your eyes the nutrients they have been craving for years consistently and gently, they respond. Not overnight, but gradually and quietly, just like the damage once crept in. Only this time you are turning the tide in the opposite direction. And maybe you are wondering, what should I do next? That's exactly what we'll cover in the next part. I have a simple 3-step action plan to help you get started right away, even if you've never made a green smoothie in your life. You won't need any fancy ingredients, just your kitchen, a glass, and a little bit of consistency. If you have stayed with me this far, first of all, thank you. I know your time is valuable, and I don't take it lightly that you chose to spend it here with me, learning how to protect one of your most precious gifts, your sight. So let me wrap this up with something practical. Here's what I call the Morning Eye Rescue Plan, a simple 3-step routine you can start tomorrow morning, even if you've never done anything like this before. Step 1, wake up with green tea. Begin your morning with a warm cup of freshly brewed green tea. Just 1 cup is enough. This helps to calm inflammation, gently lower eye pressure, and give your optic nerve the antioxidants it needs to start the day strong. Step 2, fuel your vision with blueberry juice. In the mid-morning or with your breakfast drink, half a glass of pure, unsweetened blueberry juice. This feeds your retina, supports better blood flow, and helps sharpen contrast so you can read drive and see details more clearly. Step 3. Rotate in carrot turmeric juice. 2 to 3 times per week, blend 1 medium carrot with a pinch of turmeric and black pepper. This combination supports your lens, defends against cataracts, and provides your eyes with nutrients they don't get from ordinary meals. That's it. No pills, no prescriptions, just real ingredients in real glasses with real impact. And here's the most important part: you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. I have seen patients go from feeling frustrated and foggy to hopeful and clear. Not because of expensive treatments, but because they made small changes and they stuck with them. Your eyesight may be aging, but that does not mean it is too late to protect what you have, or even to regain some of what you've lost. You are not alone in this, and you are not powerless. If this video has helped you in any way, if it gave you a little more clarity, or maybe just a little more hope, I would be so grateful if you would tap the like button, share it with a friend, or leave a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else. And if this is your first time here, or if you haven't already, I would love to have you as part of this growing community. Click subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. We have so much more to explore together. Until next time, take care of your eyes, and they will take care of you.